It's Karaoke Joe coming to you straight from ThrowdownMix.com. Tune in radio. Hope everybody's had a great week. Hope everybody had a great weekend out there, guys. I've had an amazing week because my week started off with a debut from the one and only Aisha, and it's ending perfectly because today live on ThrowdownMix.com and Facebook Live we will have the one and only, the sensational Aisha live on the air here in just a couple of minutes. So y'all stand by. We're gonna have a little bit of everything, talking about her music, how she started, and everything else from A to Z when it comes to Aisha. So hope everybody's ready to sit back and relax and enjoy some good music and some surprises, and of course the one and only Aisha. Let me go and get back to the music a little bit here, guys, and let's get everything set up right here on ThrowdownMix.com. Tune in radio. Time to throw down. Let's go. Alright, guys, once again, thank y'all so much for listening in. This is Karaoke Joe coming to you straight. We got Miss Aisha, head to toe, and then Aisha live right after this one.
On our way home, we were in for a surprise. Who would have known? Who would have thought that we would become lovers? As friends we were so tired. Can't help myself. You make me feel so right. I got to tell you, darling. Ooh, baby, I think I love you from head to toe. Ooh, baby, I think I love you from head to toe. I think I love you from head to toe. Here today, gone tomorrow. It's possible, but I doubt it. His kiss is credit in the bank of love. I'll never leave home without it. He's different from any boy I know. Body's supreme. Bedroom eyes, head back to the side. Please don't be so mean. 14 karat love, you are my jewel of the night. When we make love, diamonds are forever. Top to bottom, I love you. I will leave you never. I got to tell you, darling. Ooh, baby, I think I love you from head to toe. Ooh, baby, I've got to kiss you from head to toe. I think I love you from head to toe. You can't really love, you got to take it slow. But my angel, you forget your wings tonight. Baby, you don't belong. Ooh, baby, I think I love you from head to toe. Ooh, baby, I want to kiss you from head to toe. I think I love you from head to toe. Ooh, baby, I think I love you from head to toe. Ooh, baby, I think I love you. You got to know.
All right, guys. Once again, thank y'all so much for listening in today on your Sunday Showcase. Today, showcasing the music of Aisha. Aisha, can you hear me out there?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Oh,
There
God.
we go.
No, she's already on, guys. And that's because Max is outside barbecuing and she ain't been able to go out there yet. Yep.
I know. I told him I'm gonna go inside, and then I can't have no fun until. Well, I have fun when I talk to you, but I told
Yeah.
him I'm not gonna go outside and hang out with you until I finish what I gotta do.
Prioritize. Yep. That's how you do it. Well, thank you again for joining me. It's a huge honor, and you always include me. So I had to make sure I get this done the right way with the brand new single. The single is amazing. OMG. Go ahead and, let everybody know, for those that are listening in right now, go ahead and let everybody know about Aisha. How did Aisha start? Give them a little bit of your background out there for me.
Well, my name is Aisha. I'm Aries. I'm just playing. Well, I am an Aries. No, actually, I started singing at a very young age, not professional. I'm not going to say I started singing at 3 years old or anything, but, I always had this thing about singing. And my parents, they would carry around a radio and a hairbrush or deodorant stick or whatever was around. They would, they would tell me, Aisha, sing on stage. And my grandparents, they had like a porch, and that was a stage. So they would turn on the music. There was no karaoke, to sing along to, but I would sing along to Donna Summer, Blondie, and they would give me like 5 cents, 10 cents, and change quarters, and they'd have me singing there all afternoon. But anyway, so I was singing since I was little. I guess the niche, I had that since I was little, entertaining, just being a payasa, and I'm like, and then so through the years, me and my sister, we would sing. My sister sings also. She sings gospel music now, but my parents would always have us singing in talent shows and different pageants. My sister would be in the pageants because she was a pageant type. I wasn't a real pageant type.
Oh, no.
I was the special guest. I would go in and sing. I would go and sing and do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's how we started. And then we had started a duo, me and my sister. We were called the Two Aces.
Mm-hmm.
This was when I was like about 16, 17, and my sister was 12, 13. And but then back then, well, not too back then. Back then, there wasn't, my parents couldn't afford to, pursue our dream. It was turning out to be a lot for them. And, both of my parents worked, and they couldn't do it for both of us. And so I was older and a little bit older than my sister. And I decided to go to college and pursue other things before singing. I kind of put singing in the back burner. But I always loved to sing. I would sing at weddings, at funerals, at events. They would tell me, Aisha, you want to sing? Yeah, I'll sing. So I would sing anywhere, they would ask me to sing, I would sing. But I always had that passion to sing. And I always, like I said, I started with my sister. We would harmonize together. So that's how the harmony thing came about. And so later on, well, I would say, when I was 18 or 19, I had met Stephanie Lynn through my sister-in-law at the time, and she was in the music business. And I just met her real quick, and then 10 years later comes around, and Stephanie Lynn comes. She had a little break, and she came back and was doing her comeback tour. I think it was 2012.
Yes.
Time frame. And she remembered me. I saw her on Facebook, and she said, would you like to be my background singer? And I said, yeah, I'll be your background singer. I said, I'll be your background singer if you come back. And she messaged me, and she took me up on it, and one thing led to another, and that's how I started my professional career.
But I've always said, people, I don't know if it's that they look down on or they don't see the talent for background vocals, but I've always said, like, background vocals, you got to hear that harmony line. If the
Oh
lead
yeah.
vocalist improvs a little bit, you got to be able to follow them. So that's training your ear. And most of the
Oh
harmony
yeah.
lines are higher than the melody. So your vocal range is like going crazy. And your range
Yeah.
is like insane. Like, I love
Well,
when
it
you hit those high
depends.
notes.
Well, it depends on who you sing with too. Like you have to um, know your vocals have to mesh, and you have to know how to follow the artist and know
Yes.
your part as being a background vocalist. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started, I was used to harmonizing with my sister,
Hmm.
and so but it's a little bit different because when you're family. You harmonize. Your harmonies are awesome, like Stephanie
Oh,
Montiel and
yeah.
her sister, and um, there's a lot of artists that are siblings, and oh my God, the harmonies are they're amazing.
Yeah. Hmm.
So it's a little bit different, but um, so when I got with Stephanie Lynn, I got that opportunity, and like I said, through the years, me and my sister would always sing together. So we would sing songs in the car, and we would sing, top 40 songs, and then Tejano too, because my mom would listen to Tejano. We didn't really care for it when we were little. We're like, I was like 9 or 10, and we're like, oh my! And my mom had a Firebird. So I don't know if you remember the 84 Firebird.
Oh, yeah.
The back seat, it was like a huge old speaker, and they would blast La Mafia in our ear. And we were like, oh my God, Ram and Jimmy Edwards, and all the Tejano artists back in the day, Lara Canales, but being young and being in the back seat, I mean, it was like, oh my God, it's loud. Can you lower
Hmm.
it?
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so no, we would sing together, and I'm like, that's your part. She's like, no, that's your part. No, you're doing my part. And then you're doing the boy part.
Oh, no.
so, so anyway, getting back to the my serious story. I got to sing with Stephanie Lynn, and then after that, she had some another route that she was going. So then I kind of thought, well, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. I'm a mom, I'm older, and I really was just like, whatever. So then Sean, this guy named Sean, he's a singer, and he's gonna kill me because I forgot his last name, because I can't think right now. Tahano Breeze, you
We
know
got
your
her on
last name.
we got her on
Uh,
the spot.
I know, you got me in the spot. Well, Sean was a good friend of Jimencio Castillon, and they were looking for Audie was looking for a background vocalist, and so I tried out for Audie, and me and Audie got together, and oh my God, Audie is an amazing vocalist, and
Yes.
our voices, they were good together. They were
Hmm.
great. And then so that, and then Audie, unfortunately, she had to step back a little bit due to
Yes.
personal reasons.
Hmm.
And so then I was out there, and I had met some people in the industry, so I was a little known out there in my little world. And and then I met Savannah. Well, I met Savannah of Ocean through Crystal Torres.
Yes.
It was the Folklife Festival, and Crystal's like, "Why don't you come out and do a couple of songs?" And I was like, "Yeah." Well, I said, "I'm still with Audie," but and she's like, "No, you're just gonna do some songs." And I was like, "Okay." So I was there, and that's when Savannah was there, and she was doing a set. It was a basically track set,
Hmm.
and there was a tent, and we did pretty good. They did pretty good. And so anyway, Savannah she was like, hey, she called me that week and said, I'm looking for a background vocalist. And so I said, hey, and yeah, I'll do it. So then that's I joined Savannah. And I keep snapping my teeth. That's a bad habit that I do. I I feel like Mariah Carey, and
I don't know who that is.
I don't know her.
I don't know her.
That's like a friendly way of saying I don't like her, but I'm just playing. I love everybody, though.
Yes, you do.
No, I get along with everybody, but for the most part.
It depends.
No, I get along with everybody. That's my downfall because I talk to everybody. I don't care if you don't like that person. I don't care. I'm gonna keep talking to them.
Yep.
So anyway, that I was with Savannah, and then that's when I met Roger Contreras. Roger Contreras is a very good mentor of mine and of Savannah's. And when I was with Savannah, he got me involved with Oscar G. Oscar G was going to be playing at I think it was a Cyber Awards type of event at the Cadillac Bar. And I was well, first it was a birthday party. It was Roger's birthday party. And I was like, oh my God, Oscar G, that's like that's big, that's huge. And I was so nervous because I never sang with a guy before. And, he told me, you're going to be backing Oscar G up, you need to make sure that you're singing from your diaphragm because he's going to drown you out. And sure enough, I performed at that birthday party, and I could tell, I see videos and where I was a little bit timid at first, but then, after a couple of minutes, I did awesome. We did good, and he asked me to join him again at the Cyber Awards. And then after that, I performed with him a few more times, because at the same time I was doing my own thing, and so I was trying to record and do my thing, and then still do background vocals. I couldn't let the background vocals go. I don't know why, but I like doing it. To me, people would tell me, how come you don't do your own thing? When I first started, they were like, why don't you do your own thing? And I was like, you know what? I love doing background vocals. It's not easy. I'm not just standing there doing oohs and ahs, and you're there having, like you said, to listen to the artist, and you can actually. I'm not saying I was perfect all the time, because there were some times where, when I first started, I guess I didn't know what I was. I mean, I knew what I was doing, but it was. I didn't have the confidence either. Yeah. So that's what was holding me back. But eventually, as I went and I kept going, it got better and better. And that's what I try to tell some girls that are doing background vocals now or new. Just give it your all, and don't let nobody hold you back, because that was a downfall on me, on my part. And I guess I'm going to get a little personal, but my dad was very, 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 very opinionated and very strict. And when we were younger, I guess it was his choice of words, and they don't realize what they say can affect a person. But I didn't have confidence in myself, because he always made me feel like my sister was better than me. And even though we were both his daughters, my sister was the small, skinny, petite little thing, and I wasn't. I was always tall and and big bone, and so to my dad, in his eyes, she was a complete package. And maybe I'm saying too much, and no. So that affected me. Like it. You're gonna make me cry. That affect. I don't want to cry on live. That affects a person. That's why I always tell people to, fulfill your dream. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it. Yeah.
And I mean, as far as opening up, this is why I want to do this, because I don't like doing FM radio interviews, a quick 5-minute interview where you just tell me your song and then get away from me, and I'm going to get back to the radio. No, I don't like doing that. I like doing this like we did with Steph the other day, to where the audience and your fans and your new fans listening can feel, and they can relate to that. They relate
and that's why I was
what you
trying to bring out there, that especially some girls out there that might not be real tiny and small, you can still do it. You can still do your dream. Do it, girl. Do it, boy. Do it. Don't let nobody hold you back. Because I think, that held me back for a lot of years. And I love my dad. Yes. Don't get me wrong. I love my dad. But he was just, that's just the way he thought. And if you think he thought that way, there's people that do think like that out there in the music business. And entertainment business.
I remember a friend of mine, you know her, you sang with her, Angelique.
Yeah,
When Angie first signed with ZMS Records years ago, they made her, and everybody in Sweetwater, we thought she was gorgeous. And they made her lose weight and all this other crap. And I was like, are you serious? Like, why?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's part of the industry, the music industry and all.
Yeah.
And the thing I love about Aisha, Aisha, so glad to meet you. For those of y'all out there that have never seen like her Facebook lives, and I remember a couple of years ago at the Talent Music Awards, she had the camera. I don't know why they let her hold the camera. You could tell by her laughter right now, it was bad.
My God.
She was like, "Oh, and look who I got!" And she turned the camera around to everybody else, and then she'd pop it back there. And she's like, "Okay, now for the important one," But she was straight diva out. Like,
well,
your
you gotta
confidence now
feel.
is like amazing. I love the way. I mean, your outfits, your hair, your everything. I mean, you're a superstar now in their mind.
Oh my God! I mean, I'm far from it, but I thank you, and I thank you so much. And it took me a long time to have that confidence. And my husband Max is one of the reasons why I have that confidence, because, well, not just him, but it took me years to realize that I am beautiful, however I am, or whatever. And that's why when I'm on stage, I do put on fake hair, and I do go all out, and I do dress and to me, when you're on stage, people want to see somebody else. I'm not saying I'm going to wear something that I shouldn't, but you're a performer, and you're there to entertain, and you at least put on something nice, and that you're a little bit different from everybody else.
Yeah.
You're on stage, and not just your, and then that is part of the appearance.
Yes.
But you could still be a plus size woman, a bodacious woman, and be on stage and look good.
But I've been to Fanfare a couple of times, and I've saw people up there just in jeans and a t-shirt, and I'm like, really? Like, seriously?
I mean, and whatever. I mean, and some people might look good in that. I mean, I don't. If I put on some jeans and a t-shirt, no, I would look like I was going to Walmart.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I can ask Max. You probably go to Walmart blinged up also. She's got a cart that's pink and it's blingied up also. She has her own custom cart at Walmart over there.
You'll be surprised, because when I'm at home, I don't like to get dressed up. I'm total opposite, and he loves to get dressed up. And that's one of the reasons why I do get dressed up, because he's dressed up. So I'm like, I am not going to go in public and he's dressed up and I'm not. You know what I mean? I just think like, oh my God, they're probably like, oh, that's his wife.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, I'm going to read some comments right here. I got Christina and Jesse Hernandez.
Hi, Christina.
They said, you're a beautiful girl. Be real. I love that for you. TDK says, Aisha, you're beautiful. Our boss, Rosie, Rap Promotions, says you have your own style. And Christina and Jesse, they said you got a humble heart. And that's what I love the most. Like as crazy... I don't mean to say you're crazy, but girl, you're crazy. As crazy as you are.
Well, I just like to. I just like to be me, and I'm not gonna be
humble.
I'm not gonna be fake. You're gonna whatever you see that's me. And yes, I like to drink beer and have fun. That's me.
I remember one time we went to when we went to Fanfare, and you and Max and me and my kiddos and Johnny and Helen went to eat breakfast.
Oh, Chacho's.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay,
and we got done, and my kids were like, Dad, my stomach hurts. I'm like, with the food or what? They're like, no, from laughing so much. They were like, that Aisha girl and her husband, they're crazy.
Oh. We like to have fun, and we just, like my husband, whatever you see, that's what you're gonna get. And sometimes people might not like it. They might not like his humor, his sarcasm or humor. He's always bubbly. Always. Even sometimes I'm like, stop. But I'm not gonna change him. I would never change him, because he's He's very, he's a happy person, and he gets along with everybody pretty much.
Savannah Motion is on right now, and she put the heart
Hey,
sign and she said
Savannah.
bling bling. I love I've always that's when I first heard you. I had heard Audie tracks and didn't notice that you were or videos and didn't notice that you were in the background. But I had noticed you when you were with V, and y'all's voice also like y'all should be sisters because y'all match perfectly.
Oh well, yeah. Well, I try to do that with all the girls, and like I guess I kind of sidetrack a little bit, but yeah. So I was with Savannah, and then harmonizing with Savannah. That's when I really, because I met Roger. Roger kind of not. He said that I had it already. Because I didn't teach you how to do harmonies. He said, but I kind of I guided you and corrected you on some things, and he said, and you need that. You need a Roger Contreras. I always say that.
Yes.
Everybody needs a Roger Contreras. I say Contreras, and he laughs. I'm used to saying it's Contreras, but I say Contreras.
But you've got new fans out there. You got Rosa from Washington State, and she's turned into a huge fan of yours.
From Washington State? What's her name? I'm sorry.
Rosa Marie.
Rosa? Yeah. Oh, hi, Rosa Marie.
She said Aisha is stunning. I like the fact that you started in background, and now that you've gone solo, I've got a surprise for you. I found a video, and it's cool because V's on right now. I found a video that I'm going to pull up right quick, and...
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. It's not one of those TMZ videos.
Do I look good?
Oh my goodness. It's not one of those TMZ videos, no. And it has your backup vocal, who is Savannah Motion's daughter. Kind of tell me about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It was at Fanfare last year, I believe it was.
Yes,
Yep.
Yeah, Shelbany, she's amazing. She's an amazing vocalist, and she's not a background singer, but she, we put her up there. I felt like, because I didn't want Savannah to back me up. I told her, why don't we bring Shelbo? And then we talked to Roger, and Roger was like, yeah, she's good. She was only 12, I believe, at the time. And she just did amazing. And she got her parts. She studied her parts, and she did really well. And then she worked with me another time at my CD release party. But like I said, that little girl's not a background vocalist. She's gonna go, if she ever becomes a singer in the future, because right now she's young, so she really doesn't know what she wants to do right now. But she's an amazing singer, and I think she'd do very, very well. And I would be like, oh, she started with me back in the day when I'm like 60,
You back with us?
I'm here.
So that was just a quick little clip from Fanfare. I think y'all were doing the Far West stage last year, I believe it was, out there. I think it's awesome that now, that's how you started, and now here you are, you're helping Shelbo. And like you said, Shelby's going to be a solo artist. If she decides to pick that, she's going to be able to fire it up. Between you and Votion, OMG. Like, she's going to be saying she don't know who Mariah Carey is. Like,
I know, right? She's going to be like, I don't know her. But yeah, no, so I started out doing background vocals, and like I mentioned earlier, I actually I would always watch the background vocals. And then I'm a huge Prince fan, so I mean, Prince would always have all these different voices, and I was just amazed. Like, I would listen to his tape over and over. I had tapes, and you know, you could hear all the voices, and I was like, oh my god, he sounds like a girl right here, a guy right here. He sounds like a totally different person here. I mean, I could hear all the voices. It was just amazing to me. And then, you know, I'm not the first background vocalist in Tejano. I mean, you had Rebecca Valadez. Rebecca Valadez is amazing. And I'm you know, there's a lot of other female artists, but in my time, you know, and then, well, Stephanie Lynn, she did background vocals for Selena. But, you know, I just ended up starting out as a background vocalist. I never thought I was going to do that, you know, because I wasn't a background vocalist. You know, I used to sing, you know, I sang lead, but getting in the business professionally, that's just how I ended up starting. But it did help me a lot. It helped me with, you know, being in different kinds of crowds, you know, because I went to Savannah, and then I helped out with Sarah Monique a little bit. And then I was with Oscar G. Whenever he had gigs, he would call me, you know, and I would back him up. And then the one that I was on the road with a lot, and it was my, like, every weekend gig, was when I joined Ramadhan and the Outlaw Band. Yes. And I was on the road with him for almost 2 years. But I was, at the same time, I had already come out with my own stuff. Yes. And but yeah, singing with him was, I think, it was an amazing experience, and he taught me a lot himself. And he was always honest with me too, like Oscar, I mean, Savannah, Oscar, everybody that I sang with. I learned a little bit from everybody, but like I said, it helped me in my own journey. Being on stage is, you know, with Ramadetta and Oscar G and Savannah and Stephanie Lynn, and you know, and there was times when I did special guests. I even got to sing background vocals with Tita Espinosa one time. And that was just a whim, because I was performing with Sarah Monique, and he was performing after her. He was a headliner, and they brought me up there. So I had never sang with him before, and you know, I don't think I watched a video one time of it. I was like, oh my god, why did I do that? Because I had never sang with him in my life, you know, and so there was no practice and nothing. It was all right, but you know, I'm very critical, and now seeing certain things, I'm like, oh my god, why did I do that? But it was an experience, and you know, I've had so many experiences and opportunities that I'm forever grateful for, which has gotten to where I am now. And right now, I'm still learning, and I'm still new. I think I'm still new, just barely coming around.
Yeah. How was it? The very first single, your debut single, how did it all come together with you and Gabriel Zavala and just getting everything together? How did it all come together, and how was your emotions on that? I mean, this was going to be, you know, first impression is a maker or breaker, and this was going to be your first single solo out there. How was everything put together on that?
Well, we had worked together before in a duet with Ray Ray, and that was supposed to be my first single, but I decided to do it as a duet. And like I said, I didn't have the confidence. I was like, oh, you know, you want to be in my song with me, okay? Because I wasn't ready. I held back from doing my own thing, and so that's why my first time recording. That was my first time recording in the studio, and but when I did Poquito Poco, that was my first single as a solo artist. I had told Gabriel, I really liked that song that Stephanie did, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I really didn't know. I didn't have a song. I didn't have a songwriter. I mean, Gabe could have given me a song, or you know, I could have found somebody. I was like, you know what? To me, nobody knows who I am, so why don't I do something? I mean, they don't know me by myself as a solo artist, so why not do something that's a little bit familiar, but that hasn't been done in a long time. So I really like Poquito Poco from her first album, Stephanie Montiel's first album. And Gabe was like, yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. That's a good idea. And so he rearranged it, and it's actually, I think it's a little bit higher than how she recorded it, and he made it's a little bit faster. Um, and but that song, I it's one of my favorites, and that song, like it's really hard to sing.
Oh, but you nailed it.
It's not easy. There's a lot of parts that you got to know when to breathe a certain way, and when not, save your breath for certain parts. And but that poquito poco really did well. And
your phrasing on it was perfect, because the parts that you had to go up, I mean, without the air, you couldn't have done that. I mean, and you just welded that. I remember, because guys, I can't remember who actually got to do the official release on it. Oh wait, it was me. I was so excited because you got hold of me and said, I got a new song, and can you release it? I'm like, but the first time I heard it, like, OMG, like I was
I do want to put out there, because I don't want to hurt no DJs feelings, because I have a lot of DJs that support me just like you, and don't, the reason why KJ he's one of the DJs that premieres my music is because he knows I have a song coming out, and if I put a snippet out there, he reaches out to me and he's like, hey, can I release it? Yep. You know what? You're the first one that you message me. Go ahead. So I appreciate that, and so I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. And it's not because I like KJ more,
she's just saying that to she don't hurt your
but KJ's amazing. He's always been very supportive, just like all the other DJs. But like I said, you reached out to me, and so I said, of course, we'll go ahead and do an exclusive.
And not only because both of us are with Rap Promotions, because back then I wasn't with Rap yet.
Yeah.
Back then I was just a fan, and I'd already I was already spinning Years in Ray Ray's track. I played that one here a while ago, Sueños. But when I heard it, I was like, man, would you mind if I played it for the fans right quick?
No, go ahead. That's
All
fine.
right. I'm going to throw it in the mix right quick. Guys, again, this was her her solo. And the thing about it, guys, listen, she just said, about her confidence level. Y'all listen to this song and see if there was anything wrong with the confidence, because she welled this thing. She did it. So let me throw it down right quick right here on throwdownmix.com. Tune in radio with Aisha. Poquito a poco.
Aisha.
Enamorando de ti, mis ojos no lo pueden negar.
Guys, once again, that's Aisha. She's had me rolling over here on the phone. Again, thank you, Aisha, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I've had a great time so far on this Sunday evening.
Yep. Even though I'm holding you from the barbecue and the
No, I don't need it. I don't need to eat. I don't.
Save me some. Save me some. Now, so that was your debut single, and like I said, anybody that heard you without knowing the backstory wouldn't know anything about the confidence level, because the confidence in that track, I mean, you welled it out there. And I remember hearing Stephanie say, girl, you knocked that out of the park. You did that better than I did, and
Oh, she's a sweetheart. And I gotta add, when I recorded this song, imagine recording this song and Stephanie's in the next room and her whole family.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh my God, her whole family can hear me, her mom, her dad, everybody.
Oh no, that's
but you
That's
know what?
special right
It was. I'm so glad that she let me. Well, not let me, but she was very open to me recording the song. I asked her if it was okay. I mean, I know people don't have to ask, but I asked her and Gabe, "Can I sing the song?"
Yeah. She has a huge heart, and that's why I say her and Gabe are the royal couple at the Hano. I mean, they really reach out between all the productions that Gabe does, the mentoring that Stephanie does. I know our good friend Ernestine Romeo, that was one of her highlights, was doing the duet with Steph. I mean, she was, every time she would talk about it, she would glow.
I've done duets with artists, and I haven't, as far as like a legend, I haven't done a duet. That's one of my goals. That would be awesome. Female or male.
Now, you've done duets with Marcus, with Ray Ray. Like, who is your dream?
Completo.
Yeah,
that was an awesome.
I was going to come on that one because that's one of my favorite. Who is your dream collab partner out there? Who would you love to do a collab with? Not only in Tejano. I mean, right now with the way. My
dream one was Prince, but he's not here anymore.
Oh, me and you are going to sing with him when we get up to the skies.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah,
we're gonna sing diamonds and no, I don't know.
I know it's a hard question, but
it is a hard question. I don't know, because I like R&B style. I would love to sing with Jay Pettis. That would be amazing. Jay Pettis, that's like a dream one. And
I think his and your voice would go good, because he does have not only the Tejano voice, but he has that soulful voice also.
Right? He's always like, woo, 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 woo.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, tell me about it. I had ladies falling over here in Amarillo when he did that woo, woo, woo. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he's awesome. And Lucky Joe. I would love to do a duet with Lucky Joe.
Here we go again with Lucky Joe.
I'm just saying, Lucky Joe, if you're out there, I just
You know what? This proves how amazing our manager is, because before you even said Lucky Joe, Rosie had already typed in and commented Lucky Joe.
She knows.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And female, I think I don't know, because there's so many greats, and I have a lot of them that are my friends, and but all of them are amazing. There's even, I don't know. I mean, I would love to do a duet with Stephanie Montiel and Shelly and I don't know. There's just so many. Savannah, I would love to do a duet with Savannah.
I think that would be perfect. You know what? I think you and Savannah, and flip it around, and you and Savannah do a mariachi, a deep,
right,
with the horns,
do like
and everything mariachi.
We need to do like a, I don't know, maybe like a mother-daughter song. I think like the Sancha and
the Sancha. Yeah, that would be perfect. Oh, especially with Savannah's attitude. Ooh.
Right? And then I'll be
Ooh.
like, girl,
Yo,
I'll
girl,
cut you.
I don't even know who she is.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
that would be awesome.
I'm gonna throw a track out there. I and maybe Gabriel could do this. I had heard a song earlier today, and as soon as I heard it, because I was already thinking of you in this interview, I was like, man, I would love to hear Aisha and Amel vocals dropping this down. But it's Ray Mix. I just lost the name of the track, but it's Ray Mix and Paulina Rubio.
Oh, uh-huh.
And ooh, that track, I'm gonna send you the track because that track is fire, and I could hear somebody in the Tejano industry redoing it.
Right?
I can hear Gabriel producing that
Uh-huh.
one. Now going
Yeah, I
from
think
the
so.
going from the song, the debut song to,
Uh-huh.
let's go and jump to Completo. How did that
Okay.
happen that you met up with these cats all the way from Florida?
Florida. Oh my God, they are awesome guys. From my understanding, they were recording with Gabriel their CD, and they were going to do a duet, and they were looking actually at a couple of girls that they were considering, and I think Vidal had mentioned me, and he thought that we would, do good together, and Jonathan Espinosa. I guess he had a song already, or he wrote the song, and they sent it to me, and I just did, I did my part over here, and that's why Max the other day, I don't know if you saw my live video, he said, Gabriel Zavala is just amazing. He goes, he recorded you over here, and then they recorded over there, and he still put a fire song.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But so that's, Gabriel called me and asked me if I was interested in doing a duet with them. And I had heard of them before. I had seen them perform at Fanfare the year before. I believe they performed a couple shows after mine on the same stage. And they were awesome. I thought they were really awesome. And I was like, sure. But I really didn't know. I really didn't know them. Until I went to Florida. They invited me to Florida at the Moss Freedom Tour. They opened up 2 shows for Joe Lopez, and they invited me to go out there. This was like probably 2 weeks before the coronavirus, shut down. And I met them. I went over there. They were amazing people. I met a lot of Florida fans, Florida friends, and they were there, open arms, just so friendly. I didn't realize how many people knew me or that they loved the song. They just they were just so nice, and Completo, the whole band, and prayers for Noe Anzualda. He's the keyboard player for Completo. He's been having some medical issues. I believe he's still in the hospital, but prayers for him and his family.
Prayers for that there.
But yeah, we did awesome, and then we actually got to perform at Fanfare Thursday, that one day that they had it at
the
Market
one
Square.
day that they had it, and y'all were. I watched that live. Y'all did amazing, and in fact, I've got the video of that right now.
Thank you.
Just the good Lord was like, okay, guys, we got to stop this, but before we stop this, I need to get Completo and Aisha on stage.
I'm so glad that I did the duet with them, and I've done duets with other people, and I feel like we did an amazing job. But this song, I guess, I don't know if it's because it's further in my career, further along in my career, but I think every song that I do, it's getting better and better. And I've been studying, and the more you do something, the better it is, and the more feeling you put into it, and I don't know. So I think this Yo Soy de Ti, it was just it came out very well, very, very well. Gabriel produced it. Jonathan Espinosa wrote it. Aaron Hollers on drums. I mean, you hear that, the drum. I can't do it. Don't listen to my fake drum. It does not give Aaron Holler justice. But I mean, the song was amazing. So I'm so thankful for Completo.
Well, you got fans not only in Florida that love it, but like I said, Rosa in Washington Washington State.
Yes.
She said that's her song. Like she's loved
That's
that
her
song.
song.
That's her song. She's like, when I get a man, I'm gonna dedicate that song to
She's
him.
like,
Yeah.
when I get my man, you're gonna come and sing it.
Yeah, she in fact she did say that. She goes, on my special day, I want that to be played in my song. And I told her, well, maybe we can hook it up and we'll have to get Aisha and Completo to Washington to take care of your special day for you.
Right? That'll be awesome.
Well, I've got the video right here.
Okay.
I'm fixing to switch it on for the everybody watching out there on Facebook. And this is the video of Completo and Aisha.
Completo.
Come on now.
San Antonio, we gonna do this one for you guys. Salut sa toda la raza de Corpus Christi. Algo que hice más o menos así. Here we go. For all the followers out there, for you.
right, guys. Once again, that was Aisha and Completo. Aisha, are you back, girl?
Yes, I'm here.
Now, I was saying on the vocals of y'all live there at Facebook. I mean, y'all were. I mean, on Spanper, y'all were hitting those oohs and everything perfectly. I mean, y'all were perfect. Was that that was the second time y'all had performed together on that track, wasn't it? Because y'all had already done Florida.
Live, we did twice in Florida, and then that was the third time we did that live.
Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, y'all were in perfect in sync. Those voices match perfectly. That song I was talking about, Gabriel, if you're watching out there, the song is Tu y Yo by Remix and Paulino Rubio. And I can hear Aisha and Jimencio doing that one.
Right?
I think that would be fly. Ooh, I'm just saying.
I like his voice. I love Jimenez's
Oh,
voice.
and
It's
he's
cool.
just that's one smooth cat right there. My daughter
Oh
loves
yeah.
him. He is smooth. He is smooth. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring it all the way forward. I mean, you've had with Yo Soy de Ti, with Baby Baby, and numerous others of I think almost every track you've had has been on all the countdowns out there. Like, how does that feel? I mean, we were talking about your confidence level, but girl, and not just any countdown. You're up there with the big boss himself up there on Tejano Gold, and I mean, how does that feel
Yeah.
to see each week that your song's up there?
It was pretty unreal. I think the first one that hit on the Hanago countdown was Baby Baby last year. And Baby Baby did really, really well. Ese Sabor did really, really good, especially in Mexico. I mean, they still play Ese Sabor. Ese Sabor is really, really good has done really, really well for me. But radio play was Baby Baby. And it was written by Gabriel Zavala. And that one stayed on the countdown for several months, and it made ¡1, and it was actually on there before they started keeping track. I told Max, "Oh my God, they didn't keep track of my #1s." It was actually #1 for
Aisha.
like 10 weeks. Oh my God.
Yes.
And I was proud of myself because, I mean, for a new artist to even be on a countdown like that, it was a big deal for me.
Here
You
you were on the same countdown with Stephanie
Lucky Joe,
and Elida and
Elida, Stephanie, and Isabel
Signal.
Marie and Signal. Yeah, Michael Salgado. And I was like, what? Little me, little big old me.
Aisha.
I was like, what? So, yeah, Baby Baby was #1.
Yes.
And then, so for a while. And then a couple months later, and this was last summer, I think it was in May, La Reina de Tu Vida ended up on the countdown. And then that one is still in the countdown.
And the video for that one is amazing. I love the video.
Thank you. That was done by Mr. Frank Chapa, Tejano 360. And in that video, I had Juan Sanchez on bajo, Roger Contreras on bass. I had Jose Pepe Leon on accordion. And on sax, I had Javi Villarreal. And so, yeah, we wanted to do a little bit something different. And kind of like that. I don't know if you've ever seen that Adele video where there's like different pieces of her, like fading in and out. Well, that's where we kind of got that idea, but with the musicians. Instead of me, it was the musicians fading in and out. But yeah, La Reina de Tu Vida is still on the Tejano Gold countdown. It's going to be already almost a year. And it's not #1, but it's still it's been on the top 10. So
and it finished. Which one was the single that finished in
the year?
For the year? Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the duet with Completo. I mean, I know people say that countdowns, and awards don't really mean anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's being out there and performing. Yeah, I get that, but to be a new artist and to even be acknowledged and to be, being seen out there or, just being noticed. I mean, that's just, oh my God. So like you said, at the end of the year, Completo and I finished at #1 on the Tejano Gold countdown. And we started the year, we started the what is it? I can't even think. The decade.
Yes.
As #1.
Yes.
So how many new artists can say that?
Yeah, exactly. The thing about it is,
awesome.
there's a lot of amazing countdowns out there. I mean, there's a lot of great DJs that are doing so many, but to be on Tejano Gold, I mean, that countdown is syndicated everywhere. So for the people that don't think that it matters. Okay, that countdown is syndicated on so many different stations. So on so many different stations, there's new fans that get to hear Aisha. You know,
Yeah.
so
And like I said, we get any play from terrestrial radio and internet radio, because sometimes there's not terrestrial radio in like Minnesota or
yes,
Florida or California, all those places, Washington State.
hmm
There's people listening to our music because of the internet radio, or Mexicanos that live all over, or people that are in the military and they're overseas. They get to hear our music because I see on iTunes, I get my little sheet, where they're listening from, and I'm like, oh my god, who's hearing me in Korea?
yes.
But it's people in the military, or I mean, we're heard all over,
And
not
I
just.
remember, like when I was in the Marine Corps, um, from I lived on the third floor of our barracks. We have 4 floors in our barracks, and it was always the second, third, and fourth was always blasting La Mafia and Selena. I mean, we're all Tejanos. Most
Yeah.
of our unit was from Texas at that base, and we were at Essen Range Weapons Field Training Battalion, and we were just, and I hate to say it, but the other people on the first floor were always yelling at us, turn that off, and we were just jamming. I mean, back when we used to have jam boxes and stuff, we were jamming it because, there was no radio for Tejano over there.
Yeah.
And then so now with the internet radio, I've got a lot of people. In fact, we got the Lunas right now in Tennessee. He's stationed in Tennessee with the Army, and they're always listening to the show. So I mean,
Awesome.
it's a good way to get you out there. I mean, from Florida Keys all the way to Washington State, Chicago down to San Antonio, and everywhere in between. We've got you out there.
Definitely.
I love
But
it.
but thank you to the people tuning in today. If it wasn't for you guys tuning in to the internet radio with Joe, requesting the music, we couldn't do what we're doing, especially the new artists, getting our music heard out there. I consider myself new. I'm still new. To me, I think I'm still new. I'm still learning. Even though I've had so many great experiences, there's a lot to learn. You never stop learning. And to the new singers out there that are trying to get in it, don't give up. You keep try to do your dream no matter what. Even if you had a child, if you went to college, you did, went a different route. It's never too late. Never too late. I'm not gonna say how old I am. I'm 34, but it's never too late.
Well, I mean, you look at there's so many artists that have put their careers, on hold for family and everything else like that, and then have come back on, So I mean, that is so true out there. Your main motivation, I know who she is. Most of your fans know who she is, but let some of the new fans know out there. Your main motivation, your push.
My main motivation, I guess, like I said earlier about my father, I feel like I talk bad about him, but no, it was, that was just, he was military, and, he spoke the truth and how he felt, and, but my mom was always there for me. She supported me in everything and anything I did, no matter what. And when I started singing, she was always at all even when we were younger, she was at all our functions. But my professional career, anytime she could be there, she was there. And unfortunately, in 2016, she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She was 56 years old. And my mom was always on the go. My mom was a teacher. She had her own business at home. She would come over to my house and hang out with me, and she had her dancing shoes in her car, and she was always ready to go. Like, where we going? But anyway, so that last year when she was going through chemo and stuff, I was with Ram, and I was on the road every weekend. And I would tell her, Mom, I feel bad because I'm not here. She goes, no, I'm so proud of you, and you just keep going. And she goes, I'm gonna be okay. And during the week I would go with her to her chemo, but on the weekend I was gone. And I kind of like, well, let me get back to that. She was always encouraging me, and even when she was going to chemo, she was there at my shows. Whenever she didn't feel good, she was there. I could tell sometimes she didn't feel good, and she was still there. And I was with Ram. That's one thing about Ram that I always hold dear to my heart, is that whenever we performed anywhere, he allowed her to be there, and he was like, "No, your mom's gonna be, she can come back here, VIP or, he always included her, So anyway, my mom passed away in 2018, and after a year, she lost her battle. And at that time, I didn't even know if I wanted to do music anymore. I blamed myself for not being there, I was there for her, but I felt like I should have just stopped and been with her like every day. Yeah. But she didn't want that, No. And, towards the end when she was, transitioning to the other side, I had a good conversation with her. I stayed with her at the hospital, and she was like, "No, I'm so proud of you." She goes, "You're doing everything that you wanted to do." And she goes, she got close to God and got a little bit more spiritual towards the end. She goes, I would want for you to be more spiritual and get closer to God. And one day I will. I believe in God, but not the way that I probably should. But anyway.
I remember seeing like every show that you would do, there was always, you would post all the pictures, and there was always a picture of her with a big smile.
Yeah.
That was her girl on stage. That was her superstar.
Yeah, and then, oh my God, and then being on stage with Ramaretta, she was, that was growing up, when I was growing up, in the car, that's all she would listen to was Ram, Jay Fettis, Oscar G, and it's crazy because I got to sing with all those people later in life. Well, not all of them, but, with some of her, favorite singers. And so anyway, that's what keeps me going. I keep going because of her, and I won't stop. There's some times where I felt like giving up, and but no, I'm not going to stop. Well, it's hard. This business is hard.
There's a saying out there with athletes, and I think it's the same with singers, and I've used the saying with my son. It says people go a lifetime without meeting their favorite football player. I raised mine, and I think it's the same way with the singers. She had so many artists out there that she loved, but her number one artist was Aisha, and you could see it in the pictures, in the videos, the way she was glowing. That was her girl. That was her baby up there.
That's what she would say. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. But but yeah, she was my big inspiration that I keep going. And also my mother-in-law, Josie, may she rest in peace, because I lived with her for 10 years, 8 years before she passed away. And every time I would come home from a gig or something, she would be in the living room watching her novelas, and she would say, "You were singing?" And I was like, "Yes." And she was like, and she would tell Max, "You better be careful because she's going to go to Hollywood." So I have two angels watching over me, and that's why I keep doing what I'm doing.
And as much as your mom inspired you, I want you to know that you inspire other artists out there. I know there's a couple of new artists that are on the chat line over there.
I wish I could see it. I can't see it.
Asking you and for your poster and stuff. And it's like the whole circle. Like you're influencing others out there, and that's why I said I remember with your brand new single that we're fixing to play. I remember that's when the coronavirus had all started up. Was when you were fixing to debut it, and you were like, "You know what? I don't feel it right now. I want to hold back."
Yeah, and you were one of the ones that was like, "No," and and I guess if I would have recorded it, I don't know. I recorded it a few months. I guess it was in January when I recorded the song,
Mm-hmm.
and I already had it ready and everything, and I just needed some final touches on it, and
Mm-hmm.
pictures and all that good stuff. Um, and I told my husband, you know what? I don't think I want to release it right now. I said because I had seen other releases, and usually you see like people liking it, but it's not that so much that they didn't like the person's song. It's like they're occupied right now with other things. But
Yes.
I just wanted to tell everybody that I don't know. I didn't release it, for you to buy it. I hopefully
Mm-hmm.
when it gets released eventually, because right now there's a hold on releasing stuff, from my
Yes.
understanding. So right now I released it to the radio, but it should be available on all platforms in the next couple of weeks. I got an update. But it'll be on YouTube, and YouTube, of course, you don't have to pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it does help us, Spotify. All the times you hear somebody's song, all the streams, it counts. So
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate that. But yeah, I was contemplating on releasing this song, but I was like, you know what? I was thinking about, we're not really in war, but there's different time periods of, that people would release music, and it would make people either relate to it or feel
Mm-hmm.
better, and people remember those time periods because of
Yeah.
music. So yeah, I wanted to release something out there, something happy. I mean, it's actually not talking about something happy, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a dance song.
Yeah.
um, but I hope that people enjoy it. It's a little bit different from what I've released. I wanted to do a different kind of cumbia,
Mm-hmm.
more modern, more. I like the remix, that Oye Mujer, but I wanted
Mm-hmm.
my own I wanted my own Oye Mujer. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
And the
And
lyrics on here, the lyrics are amazing. And who wrote them?
Max Aparicio. Oh, I don't want to say it because he's going to come in here and get on the
He's gonna
phone,
be like,
and
wait, let me
that'll be
talk
it.
about this.
But he actually wrote that song on the road while he was working.
Yes.
He wrote the song, and it's basically saying, talking about a guy. It's talking a girl talking about, you know, her husband or boyfriend that has done her wrong, cheated on her, and he's worried about her being by herself, and but for him not to worry about her, he needs to worry about himself,
Mm-hmm.
because if he does it again and he treats her wrong again, then she's gone, and he's the one that's gonna be missing out. But he kind of got the idea from, he kind of like got it, the idea from his past experiences, because that's where music comes from, right? From
Yes.
your life experiences, and those are the best kind. From his previous relationships, and not necessarily me. He didn't cheat on me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ladies out there, you didn't cheat.
Y'all better check yourself.
But and then it's also like me, because sometimes I'll be like, well, you're over there and I'm over here, and then he's always telling me, babe, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about anybody else. So it's kind of like a mixture of both.
Yeah.
So
Well, I remember when you did the post about when you did the post that you didn't want to release it, and my thinking on it, and I commented this on there, was that sometimes in the times that we're in right now, sometimes the only thing people can look forward to is the music. In one
yeah,
way or another, the music's going to get us through it. And I've seen that with all these artists and DJs going live and everything, and it picks people up. People join in, instead of watching, CNN and all that stuff, and for like your fans that you got out there, and for your new fans that you got out there, they're like, oh, Aisha's got a new track. Let me check it out. And this is a dancing song. The lyrics do kind of, pull you in of, don't worry, and so it does kind of feed into what everybody's going through right now. People going to work, like myself, working at the nursing home, people that are still having to go to work, and their family is at home worrying, and I mean, that was my main thinking of it, was that, your music is going to lift somebody up. out there.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
so I was so happy that
Thank
you
you.
did finally did release it, because like I
Yeah.
said, you do inspire a lot of people out there.
I don't see myself that way, but that's awesome to hear, and that's what we're supposed to be. I mean, I know when I look up to other artists that have been around for a while, not necessarily in Tejano. When you see them on TV or when you hear them talking positive, or
Hmm.
like I've been watching YouTube and I've been watching Paul Stanley, and I've never
Hmm.
seen that side of Paul Stanley. He's been going on YouTube. Paul Stanley from Kiss. I don't know if people know who
Hmm.
Paul Stanley is,
Yes.
but and I love watching his videos because it makes me happy. I like to hear the songs and he tells stories about how the songs came about, and
Hmm.
it's just a different side of him. So I understand. I don't see myself like that, but if I do, thank you to everybody that feels that way, because that's all I want to do is try to bring positivity to everybody. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I'm the best person, and that I don't get mad, or
Hmm.
I get along with everybody, and some people may not like me,
Hmm.
but I just do me, and I
Yep.
just keep doing the best I can, and keep moving forward and trying to make myself better, as a better person and an artist, and just keep trying.
Well, this song right here, I am going to call it right now. This song right here, I think is going to take you to the next level, because this song is not only a cumbia, but it's got that Latin
Hmm.
reggaeton, Latin top 40 sound to it also. And again, Zavala knocked it out of the park. Blame it on Zavala.
Oh yes.
But Zavala knocked it out of the park. I think this is one of those tracks that you are going to be able to hear. And what I need everybody out there to do that are listening right now, uh, is I need everybody to make sure you request this on all your stations, not only
Oh,
your Tejano
thank you.
station, your top 40 station, your Latin stations, because I think this is going to be one of those tracks that's really going to pull it out there.
Thank you, KJ.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm going to go ahead and play it right quick. And right before we do our outro, I'm gonna play it right quick and let all the listeners check it out right quick. But if you would, can you go on and intro your brand new single?
Yes, the next song you're going to hear is No Te Preocupes, written by Max Aparicio, produced, arranged, mixed, and mastered by the one and only Mr. Gabriel Zavala, by Aisha.
Aisha.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Aisha, mi amor, no te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí, mi amor. No te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí. Los daños que me has hecho, yo no soy así porque mi amor es sincero, pero los errores que me has hecho te tienen preocupado. Pero de mí no te preocupes, mi corazón es sincero. Pero si vuelves a hacerme un daño, tú te vas a preocupar y vas a llorar, vas a perder un sincero amor. Mi amor, no te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí, mi amor. No te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí. Los daños que me has hecho, yo no soy así porque mi amor es sincero, pero los errores que me has hecho te tienen preocupado. Pero de mí no te preocupes, mi corazón es sincero. Pero si vuelves a hacerme un daño, tú te vas a preocupar y vas a llorar, vas a perder un sincero amor. mí, mi amor. No te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí.
All right. I love that sound. Aisha, you back with me, girl?
I'm here.
I love it. I love
Thank
that
you.
track. The whole, from the synthesizers opening and closing the track to that driving beat. Of course, your voice is perfect. I mean, man, could you have expected anything more? Or, I
Did
mean,
I expect more of it?
yes.
Honestly, Max presented it to Gabriel, and we told him what he wanted
Mhm.
on this track, and what we were kind of wanting. And then Max was a songwriter, so he had an idea what he wanted, because Max was like, I kind of want it, this way, and like kind of like what they're playing out there, but with the Hano feel. And
Yes.
so Gabriel did. He did our song. He
He's
did the
amazing.
accordion, and he did the bajo on there, and I mean, he added, it's not just an international feel. It still has, the accordion in it. So
Yes.
that's what's a little, that's what I love about it. But Gabriel can do anything.
Yeah.
Like I said, not all producers work for everybody, but if you find the producer that works well for you, I would, some people disagree. They go with different producers,
Hmm.
but I stay with Gabriel because I believe in him and I believe in his work, and he works well. I work well with him. I feel that we have a vibe,
Yes.
and why break it if it doesn't? What is it that saying? Why
If it's not broke,
change?
don't fix it.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Yeah.
Yep.
And so I really, really appreciate Gabriel Zavala and everything that he's done for me and my music. I support him all the way. I support Stephanie. I support all the artists out there. Thank you for all the artists that even that support me. I try to support everybody, and and I do see some artists out there. I'm like, whoa, like they like my stuff. Like he knows who I am. I'm like, but and also get a good promotions team. Get a good
Yes.
team that's going to support you. That's going to help you get out there. Rosie, shout out to Rosie Allison Promotions.
Mhm.
She not only helps me with, she's, helps out a lot of artists, and now she's got big artists. I'm like, hey, girl, you're not going to even be able to promote me no more. I don't. She's going to get too famous. She's going to get expensive. I don't know.
No, I can almost guarantee this. No matter what artist Rosie gets, Aisha and Voshin are always going to be her baby girl.
She's just amazing. That's the thing I like about her, is there's no you're better than her, or
Yes.
he's a legend or whatever. She promotes everybody the same. Like
Yeah.
she's
And she
just
even
a very hard
She
worker.
even promotes little old me. Like I'm
Yeah, she promotes
I'm blessed
DJs,
for that
radio
one.
stations.
yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, girl, when do you sleep?
Yeah. I know.
But,
She's up at like 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm getting home from the clubs, and she's sharing music and stuff.
She's
You
a
got
hard one.
let me see. You've got let me see. We got Christina and Jesse out there. Said awesome team, awesome song, perfect voice.
Thank you.
You've got a lot of fans listening in right now. What would you like to say to the fans and supporters out there?
I just want to tell them all thank you for tuning in and requesting my music, and all the new fans that I've received, and send me messages. I really, really appreciate it. I don't really like to say fans. I always say family. I don't know if you've noticed that on my Facebook. Thank you to my Facebook fam, because without you guys, we're nothing.
Yes.
So thank you so much. Once again, thank you to Rosie Allison Promotions, to you, KJ, for having me on here.
Thank
I want
you.
to say thank you to Gabriel Zavala, my producer, my husband, Max Aparicio, he's my biggest supporter.
Mhm.
Shout out to Roger Contreras, Savannah Voshin, TDK, I saw Christina. I'm trying to remember everybody that I saw earlier. Dulce Amor, she's new. So if you hear from her, check her out. Everybody that tuned in today, I'm so sorry if I didn't I just looked at it real quickly, but because I'm on the phone at the same time. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it.
Now, right now, we said the single isn't out
Yeah.
on social on all the outlets out there, but it is out on the radio station. Is that correct?
Yes, requested on all your favorite radio stations, whether your FM, AM stations in your area or internet radio, wherever you tune in, they should have it. And request not just No Te Preocupes, but all my music. My album that's out there right now, it's called Mi Vida en Canción.
Hmm.
It was nominated as I'm a Tejano Music Award nominee last
Hmm.
year. I'm very
Yes.
proud. The whole album was amazing, I think, and but we're still got more to do, and I'm working on my second album right now. I'm already, I think I have the fourth or fifth song just ready. I just got to go and record. We've been working. We've been working during this quarantine. My husband's been writing. Gabriel Zavala been working, helping us out.
Hmm.
Can't record right now, but as soon as we can, I'll be heading to the studio and hopefully try to get this CD out next year or maybe this year. But I'm not in a hurry.
Hmm.
But this CD is going to be all original music. I did do some covers on my last CD, my first CD,
Yes. Uh-huh.
and that was because I wanted to, since I was new, I wanted people to be familiar with me and
Yes.
get to know who I was first. But this CD, it's got a little bit of everything too, and people are going to be surprised, I think. And so you just gotta stay tuned, and you can look me up on Facebook under Aisha, Aisha, Aparicio, Aparicio, and under Aisha, I have a actual Facebook page, Aisha, and I'm on Instagram and Snapchat. Instagram more, Snapchat not too much.
Hmm.
I think that's more of a personal thing, Snapchat.
Yeah.
But if you find me on there, I'm on there. And but I'm on Instagram and Facebook. You can find all my information, or you could go on Rosie Allison's page, and she's always posting updates on not just me, but all her artists that she promotes.
And your music is also on Spotify. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry. All my music is available online on Spotify,
Hmm.
Amazon, all those digital platforms. Just not the new song. The new song, as I mentioned earlier, it's there's a little hold on new releases. But
Yes.
as soon as it's out, I will be sure to post it.
Now, you were saying about being nominated for the Tejano Music Award, and I know because of your humbleness, you've held back from pushing, but you're nominated on numerous nominees for the All-Star
Yeah,
Music Awards also.
I try not to talk about awards and stuff because not just because it doesn't define an artist. And if you win, hey,
Yes.
that's amazing. There's just so many people. I can't even imagine how they could just pick one person to win.
Yeah.
But last year, I actually won at the first annual All Star Music Awards.
Yes.
I won Best Vocalist of the Year.
Yes.
And then at the same year, I was nominated, and this blew my mind. I was nominated for the South Texas Conjunto Music Awards.
Yes, I remember that.
And I didn't win, but I was nominated. And we went to the Valley. That was an awesome experience. And for La Reina de Tu Vida, it was nominated for a crossover song. So we're really excited about that. And then I got on the top 5 of the Tejano Music Awards for Best New Female.
Yes.
And I didn't win. Angelique won. Congratulations, Angelique.
Oh.
She's doing amazing also. And all of us work hard, and it's very difficult. Like I said, I'm sure it's hard to pick one person to be a winner, but we're all winners. We all work hard, and like I said, it's not easy being a mom and having a job and being a singer and doing what we love and being a wife. I think it's very hard for women. People don't really realize it, but I could keep going and going and going.
Yeah,
but
for the
like I
All-Star
said,
Music Awards, for the All-Star
and then
Music
this
Awards
year, for this year, I was nominated, and y'all go vote. I post the link again. I haven't been posting the link, but I like you said, I try to be humble, and
Yeah.
but it's very exciting. I was nominated this year for not six nominations,
Uh-huh.
6 different categories. I think one best album, best song for Baby Baby,
Mm-hmm.
best female vocalist, best female entertainer, um, best video for La Reina de Tu Vida, and best duet, me and Completo.
Mm-hmm.
Vote for Completo and Aisha. That would be awesome for
Yes.
Completo also. But yeah, I'm excited. But like I said, win or lose, it's awesome to be noticed. And this year, I was going to come out and go be on the road. Unfortunately, the coronavirus stopped all that. But right now, we're planning and trying to get ready for when we can eventually be out there. So request us to be at the city wherever you're at, so we can be over there and perform for you.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, I got to throw a congratulations out to you. Right
Thank
now
you.
on Facebook Live, I just scrolled through the nominees for the music awards, and I've got it stopped right now on female vocalist, female entertainer of the year, and there you are on the top of the list right there. So a big congratulations going out to you.
Thank you. And there's, like I said, there's so many girls. A lot of the girls on my categories, they're my friends. And
It was so hard to vote.
it's
because
hard.
we're all with rap. Hello, Rosie.
I know, right? All of us are with rap. Well, come on now. But
Oh, my goodness.
I'm happy to be friends with a lot of these girls. And it's hard to be friends sometimes with girls, because sometimes I think the men don't want us to be friends. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. That was the ultra talking, no.
Oh, no. Hey, TDK
No.
just commented in. He said, woohoo, I got a shout out.
Thank you, TDK. Thank you.
Well,
But thank you so much, KJ, for having me.
Well, this is a huge honor to be able to do this. I mean, this is one of the new segments that I'm trying to get out there, and to all the radio DJs that are listening in right now, internet and FM and AM. If you do not have the single yet, or any of Aisha's singles, make sure you get with Rosie. With Rap
Yes.
Promotions, she's commenting right now. Click on there and make sure you get her your information so you can get put on the email list out there. And,
Yes, definitely.
And make sure you're staying up to date with all the Rap Promotion artists out there.
Mm-hmm.
The voting ends. What are we on? We're on the 26th today, aren't we? So
Yeah, it ends soon. I think this
Vetting,
week sometime.
ending the next couple of days. So if you haven't voted out there, guys, like Aisha said, make sure you get out there and vote. Of course, yours truly is nominated also for Internet
Yes,
Radio Personality.
congratulations.
Rap Promotion is killing it this year, aren't we?
Yeah. But congratulations, KJ, on your nomination.
I
Well
wouldn't,
deserved.
I wouldn't be here without y'all. Without you, Ernestine, Stephanie, all the artists, the amazing artists that pushed me, and then of course all the amazing family, friends, and loved ones out there that are listening in. I wouldn't be here without y'all.
Yes,
So.
thank you so much to everybody for tuning
Yes.
in, taking time to listen on your Sunday evening where you could
Sunday
be
evening.
relaxing.
Now, before I played the song, or as I was playing a song, you said "Let's go," and I was like, "Wait, is this on the single? Because I need to do a copyright thing if it is." But guys, if y'all have not heard Aisha's set intro at Fanfare, I was honored to be able to produce that one. And she said, "KJ, you're so crazy." And then she goes, "Let's go," in that Aisha voice. And I love this, dude. So can you say "Let's go" right quick?
Okay, all right. KJ, you're so crazy. Let's go.
Look at that growl. She does it on cue. OMG. Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you again for joining me. And again, a big thank you going out to all the listeners out there.
Thank
and,
you.
I'm going to go ahead and stay on for a little bit more. I'm going to play some more of your tracks and then get the mix rolling out there. But have a great evening. Tell Max I said what's up, and save me some barbecue over there, and I'll be over in a minute.
Thank you so much, KJ. You have a great evening. God bless you. God bless you all.
Thank you very much out there. Guys, once again, this is Karaoke Joe, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to play the brand new single one more time before we get back in the mix out here. Again, this is Aisha dropping it down on throwdownmix.com. Tune in radio. Time to throw down.
preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí, mi amor. No te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí. Los daños que me has hecho, yo no soy así porque mi amor es sincero. Pero los errores que me has hecho te tienen preocupado. Pero de mí no te preocupes, mi corazón es sincero. Pero si vuelves a hacerme un daño, tú te vas a preocupar y vas a llorar. Vas a perder un sincero amor, mi amor. No te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí, mi amor. No te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí. Los daños que me has hecho, yo no soy así porque mi amor es sincero. Pero los errores que me has hecho te tienen preocupado. Pero de mí no te preocupes, mi corazón es sincero. Pero si vuelves a hacerme un daño, tú te vas a preocupar y vas a llorar. Vas a perder un sincero amor. No te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí, mi amor. No te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí, mi amor. No te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí, mi amor. No te preocupes por mí cuando estoy sola. No te preocupes por mí.
All right, guys. Once again, that is Aisha with a brand new single out there. I love it. I love that whole sound out there. It's smooth, guys. Again, thank y'all so much out there for listening again. And I'm gonna keep the mix rolling a little bit here, guys, and play a couple of my favorites of Aisha out there. Again, make sure y'all request this to all your favorite internet stations, FM station, AM station, top 40 station. Tell them they need to get it. Let's go.
Eres tú mi sueño, tan lindo que no quiero despertar. Porque no te acercas y me das un besito. Dame un poquitito de tu cariñito. No ves que te quiero, quiero ese sabor que tus besos me dan. Ese sabor, ese sabor. Ese sabor que tus besos llevan, ese sabor, ese sabor, ese sabor. Ese sabor que tus labios llevan, ese sabor, ese sabor, ese sabor. Ese sabor, sabor, sabor. Ese sabor. Antes que te vas no se te olvide, no, no, no. Regalarme lo que yo siempre te pido. Un beso chiquito para saciarme mientras que tú no estás. No te tardes en llegar mi amorcito. Por favor regresa pronto, te lo suplico. Sin ti yo me muero porque extraño el sabor que tus labios me dan.
Right, guys. Once again, thank y'all so much for listening again out there. If there's something you want to hear, just let me know. But I am playing a couple of my favorites out there of Aisha. Just let me know what you're down for. We're going to keep the mix rolling right here on ThrowdownMix.com. Tune in radio. Time to throw down. Let's go.
Mi corazoncito está sufriendo de amor porque tú no me estás respetando. Ya no soporto tus mentiras, tus engaños en mi cara. No que me amaba. Te digo seriamente que tú no mereces que te dé otra oportunidad. Si tú no cambias, no me busques, no me hables, no me escribes más. Me alejaré de aquí. Es que quiero que me quieras como yo te quiero a ti. No quiero ser una más de tu lista. Quiero ser la reina de tu vida. Mi corazoncito está sufriendo de amor porque tú no me estás respetando. Ya no soporto tus mentiras, tus engaños en mi cara. Tú no me amas. Te digo seriamente que tú no mereces que te dé otra oportunidad. Si tú no cambias, no me busques, no me hables, no me escribes más. Me alejaré de aquí. Es que quiero que me quieras como yo te quiero a ti. No quiero ser una más de tu lista. Quiero ser la reina de tu vida. Quiero ser la reina de tu vida.
All right, guys. Once again, that is Aisha. Y'all need to check out that video. It's going to keep it rolling. Baby, baby. Again, you can find all these tracks on Spotify. The more you spin it, the more you support your favorite artist out there. Keep it rolling on ThrowdownMix.com. Tune in radio. Time to throw down. Let's go.
Me dice tu mirada, lo oigo en tu voz, y con cada palabra crece mi emoción. No sé qué está pasando, algo está cambiando. Siento en mi pecho que me estoy enamorando. ¿Qué está pasando? Algo está cambiando. Siento en mi pecho que me estoy enamorando.
Again, a big thank you going out to everybody out there watching. Big shout going out to Paul Westbrook out there.
Quiero estar contigo, amorcito. Siempre quiero más, baby, baby. Muévete conmigo, amorcito. Siempre quiero más, siempre quiero más. Siempre quiero más. Prométeme que siempre me vas a amar y yo voy a quererte una eternidad. No sé qué está pasando, algo está cambiando. Siento en mi pecho que me estoy enamorando. ¿Qué está pasando? Algo está cambiando. Siento en mi pecho que me estoy enamorando. Wow, siento en mi pecho que me estoy enamorando. Baby, baby, quiero estar contigo, amorcito. Siempre quiero más, baby, baby. Muévete conmigo, amorcito. Siempre quiero más, siempre quiero más. Siempre quiero más. Baby, muévete conmigo. La la. Aisha. Quiero más y más y más y más. Baby, baby, quiero estar contigo, amorcito. Siempre quiero más. Baby, baby, muévete conmigo, amorcito. Siempre quiero más. Baby, baby, muévete conmigo, amorcito. Siempre quiero más. Baby, baby, quiero estar contigo, amorcito. Siempre quiero más, siempre quiero más. Siempre quiero más.
All right, guys, I'm going to go through some of the duets out there. Let's go and start it off with it. The big one, completo. Aisha. Yo soy de ti on TotalMix.com, TuneIn Radio for your Sunday showcase, showcasing the music of Aisha.